Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the International Guest Lectures hosted by University Teknologi Bandung, where we gather to explore cutting-edge perspective from global experts. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Virgiawan Fara. You can call me Virgi. And I'm truly honored to be your of master ceremony and moderator for today's season. And before we begin, let us first express our gratitude to God Almighty for the opportunity to come together and deepen our understanding of the ever-evolving world of technology. And first of all, we would like to extend our warmest greetings to the Honorable Rector University Teknologi Bandung, the Honorable All Vice Rector University Teknologi Bandung, the Honorable Dean of the Faculty Creative Industry, all lecturers, colleges, and academic staff, and of course, to all enthusiastic students from University Teknologi Bandung. And the most importantly, we are very proud to welcome our distinguished speaker today. He is Mr. Milan Kumarana as a software engineer advisor at FedEx USA. Let's give him a warm virtual round of applause. Okay, to all participants, how are you today? I hope you are all in good health and doing wonderfully well. So today, lectures will bring us into a highly relevant and futuristic topic is beyond infrastructures, the intelligent cloud engineer's role in the AI era. This topic is very timely considering the rise of artificial intelligence and how it transforms not only business, but also the responsibilities of software and cloud engineers. Before the presentation, allow me to briefly introduce our speaker today. He is Mr. Milan Kumarana. He's a session software engineer at Pfizer at FedEx USA with years of experience working in the dynamic technology environment of the United States. He has contributed to various global cloud-based solutions and AI-driven systems. His expertise spans software architecture, cloud engineering, and intelligent systems, making him the perfect speaker for today's theme. So without further ado, let us welcome to Mr. Milan Kumarana to deliver his guest lectures. Hello, Mr. Rana. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
Fergie. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Okay, how are you
And
today, Mr. Rana?
I'm doing good. I hope you all are doing good as well.
Okay. Are you ready for the presentation and discuss with us right now?
Sure, yeah, we can start off right away. Uh,
Okay.
all right. So, hi everyone. My name is Milan Rana. I think Fergie already introduced me, but let me also speak to myself. So, over 13 years of experience in IT industry, heavily working on cloud technologies, and as you've seen that AI trend, so I have to upskill myself from last 1 year and then come up to speed with AI technologies related to cloud services and tools. I currently work for FedEx and also part-time researcher in quantum AI computing because I want to do quantum more these days because that's where the world is going. Uh, but yeah, I would like to thank University Technology Bandung for inviting me and Dr. Danny for honoring me here as a guest lecturer. So let's start jump in today's topic. So I think let me share my screen first. Let me know if you can all see my screen.
Okay, we
Can
see
you all
it.
see my screen?
Yes,
Okay. All
yes,
right.
yes. already.
Awesome then. Yeah. So today's topic, beyond infrastructure, the intelligent cloud engineer's role in the AI era. So you must be wondering, what is intelligent cloud and what is the traditional cloud, right? So as we have seen the AI era currently emerging, and the cloud engineer, the traditional cloud engineer, they have to come up to speed with the new technology demand, right? With AI, machine learning, heavy computing. So that's where we will discuss in detail more. This is just the highlight of what we are going to discuss. So let's dive into what is traditional cloud engineering. I'm not sure, since you guys are student, but I know for sure you must be using Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, Oracle, or whichever is maybe on your curriculum or practical approach. But traditionally, from the decade, traditional cloud engineer, what are their duties, right? So traditional cloud engineer, before infrastructure as a code, we used to develop manually, right? So I started my career with VMware, where you have access on-prem. You just go, there's a requirement saying that, okay, Milan, I want 4 CPU compute. So I just spin up the virtual machine, click, 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 next, choose the OS and choose the disk, right? And then it spin ups. It takes maybe a couple of minutes or 5 minutes, depending on the configuration of the backend VMware, right? So that's what the traditional cloud computing was. It's not only infrastructure provisioning and management, but it also kind of performance optimization, right? So first step is to deploy the compute, okay, and then after deployment, let's say the requirement increase day by day. So how do you optimize it? How do you monitor it for any failure, right? Because critical applications are running on the production, and we wanted to make sure that uh, with optimization, it also monitors and sends an alert for any critical failure or any kind of maybe breaches, cybersecurity incidents. So we used to make sure that we create kind of logic that way we get alerting and monitoring. And we also had to comply with the security postures, right? Depending on the country, depending on the industry, there are different compliance that you have to manually create a rule based on that system and put onto that system, so that we can say that, okay, our system is compliant, so that the customers, whoever is using those technologies or services, they are kind of reliant and get confident of using our product, that okay, your data won't be hacked and used outside what it used to, just for the particular services. And the key skills were the traditional cloud engineering were heavily focused on network and virtualization. As I mentioned, that virtualization, it's kind of VMware we used to do. So VMware virtualization and orchestration. Few industry, they also use sandbox kind of virtual environment. So you just download the software and you have different OS disk. You just use that OS disk to build a VM and then use that VM. So you just give it to the user, they deploy the application and go from there. And then after, I think, from last 5 7 years, the trend has been changed. So infrastructure as a code. So industries have uh, they were facing kind of uncertainty or not able to track what traditional cloud engineer used to deploy, right? So traditionally, what used to happen is, let's say I'm the only cloud engineer, and there are hundreds of compute I have deployed, right? Maybe I used to create a Excel sheet where I just go fill in the details. Okay, these are the 100 VMs. Those VM belongs to which owner, which applications are deployed. So the tracking of those VMs were getting hard because it's kind of a manual, and if something goes wrong in typing, then it's hard to answer, right? It's hard to justify. So then infrastructure as a code came up in the picture. What is infrastructure as a code? So basically, it's kind of a language they have created. So currently, Terraform is the primary, I think, infrastructure as a code language which most industry uses these days. The reason behind this innovation is heavy governance. You can put a policy, and the main thing is you can create single module and you can use it multiple times. So for example, if I want to deploy 100 VM, one single module can be used to deploy 100 VMs, and I just need to tweak the number, right? Number of VM. I just put 100, I just put 200, and it just goes and deploy. And uh, after that, every deployment. So now infrastructure as a code, Terraform, they come up with the policy governance. So then it comes into, approval kind of situation, right? So let's say if someone wants to create some kind of proof of concept in the lower environment, right? Let's say maybe some Linux machine or Windows machine, and they want to deploy application. Once the proof of concept is done, now it comes to production, right? So then infrastructure as a code, it's kind of a language where it generates a plan. So before deployment, you will be able to actually see, okay, Milan is going to deploy 100 VM with this compute, and they can literally see the pricing on the other tab saying that, okay, 100 VM will cost this much, and monthly cost will be this much, so that they can decide, okay, we need to optimize or not. So from last, I think 5, 7 years, industry have shifted their focus from traditional deployment style to infrastructure as a code for better trackability. So everyone just if I leave the company, if the new cloud engineer comes, they just see the code and they get to know, okay, Milan used to do this, Milan has deployed this, so it's easy to track. And this infrastructure as a code are not just limited to one cloud, but they have like generic modules, generic code. It just you need to use the library. So maybe AWS has their own library, Azure and GCP. And here just the high level architecture where what it comes under cloud computing or architecture role. So you can see the storage, you have to decide on the storage data, what application goes on that machine, what are the virtualization that will be used for that cloud, who are the end user, and the important part is the networking. Cloud engineer is not just limited to just deployment, right? They have to also understand the basic networking concept. If you just deploy the VM with public access, then anyone can hack into your system and get your data, and you are doomed. So, cloud engineer must know the basic of networking as and when they want to start a role as a cloud engineer. So now we'll shift our focus to next slide. Uh, Okay, can you see the next slide? Okay, so the AI era, uh, a new paradigm, right? So now, from last couple of years, since the Chat GPT has came up in the globally, and then lots of companies are going towards AI and machine learning. So now, traditional cloud engineering is not just limited to you know traditional, right? You have to come up to speed with the AI demand, machine learning demand. And I know you all must be using the Chat GPT or maybe DeepSeek or Claude or any other LLM tools, right? So just a second, I think my battery is going to down. Just let me just plug in. Okay. Yeah. Uh, so current demand with AI is like you have to upskill your AI knowledge, machine learning knowledge, because normal compute will not work in AI world. Uh, you have to create some sort of compute knowledge, or maybe gain some knowledge, how to upskill, how to make it scalable, uh, to comply with current AI and machine learning demand, and to cope up with, heavy modeling, data science and approach, right? So cloud computing is not just limited to data intensive or heavy workload, right? It also, you also need to work with different application team to understand what their needs are, and what is the future paradigm look like for that particular application. Do you need scalable infrastructure? Do you need static infrastructure? How many models will be run on that compute, or how many users will be using that? Is it a day or night or week or month? How many times the computer are going to run, right? So you have to be mindful of the scalability, compliance, security, governance. Those are four things you have to look for. And you can see from this chart I've just captured. So if you see the trend from 2020 till now, right? So on the blue, it's a traditional cloud workload, and on the orange, it's AI workload. So you can see the traditional cloud workloads are stable. Like if you see it, it roams around 60 to 80 percentage. So it's not like drastical change. But if you see the AI cloud computing workloads, right? So from 2020, maybe it's a 10%, and then it is gradually increasing, and then after 23, you can see it's like almost touch more than 90%, I would say. So most industries are shifting to intelligent cloud rather than traditional cloud. Okay. Okay, so the intelligent cloud engineer evolving role. What are the responsibilities of uh, intelligent cloud engineer? So you can see like the key responsibility include designing AI optimized cloud infrastructure. So uh, the compute, right? Machine learning runs on a heavy compute. It's not CPU now. It's now we are talking about GPUs. And GPU is not just, for RAM or 16 RAM. It is more than that, and it runs 24/7 to run their models, to optimize the performance. So cloud engineering responsibility evolves, and you have to be mindful about designing the, optimize at the same time, right? Because industry don't want to increase the cost drastically within, next maybe couple of years, right? So they also want to be mindful about optimizing the infrastructure, but at the same time giving the maximum output with the GPU compute. So maybe one can think about, let's say, if there is no job running on the machine, you can downsize. Maybe you can make it some scalability, or scale up, scale down logic, so that way it can reduce the cost. When compute is not using for certain time period, you can just turn off that machine, or maybe get rid of it, depending on the trend. So you have to design some sort of architecture where it monitors the GPU performance, uh, and then cache memory and data, how much input output operations are doing on that machine, and based on that, the intelligent cloud engineer can decide, okay, maybe we need to just scrap that compute. And building and managing data pipeline for AI. So now the cloud engineer also, like traditionally it's just a DevOps, right? DevOps or DevSecOps, where I just build a pipeline, it deploys my infrastructure or application or network or whatever, right? But now with AI and machine learning, now you have to upskill yourself and come up with the AI operations, machine learning operations, data pipelines. And it's not just limited to just Microsoft Azure or AWS, right? You have to uh, gain knowledge of multi-cloud, because every industry these days are moving towards multi-cloud. The reason behind moving to multi-cloud is they don't want single point of failure. Let's say if Azure goes down, right? Uh, their customers should not lose the momentum or usage of that particular application. Let's say if Netflix goes down, you are watching something and you are pissed off, right? You just cancel the subscription. So business are focusing on, multi-cloud infrastructure where one cloud goes down, it can come up to speed and use the secondary cloud, and just user don't know that okay they've shifted to another cloud, but they don't experience that delay or failure on their end. So and then implementing machine learning operation practices. So this also requires some sort of certificate to understand what is machine learning and how machine learning can be used or end to end, or how you can provide that backend uh, continuous integration and deployment capability to the engineers. So that way uh, they just focus on heavy machine learning products in rather than infrastructure, networking, or some access issue. And then ensuring security for AI data and models. Since the AI rise has been in ri since the AI has rose, uh, security also needs to be, more stronger or more advanced to detect model breach. So that way, cloud engineer also has to learn new security. Maybe they can do some advanced AI security certificate to understand the industry need for AI and machine learning operations. So that way their operations are or their intellectual properties are not going to hack in that way. And I think cost optimization is always the priority for any industry because they want to save cost at anyhow, not just compute, but in uh, other area as well, right? How application can be scalable, or how one can create an architecture where you can use in multiple team with the same sort of module. And cloud engineer these days they have to work with data scientists and then AI developers to understand their need, uh, to know more about the requirement and industry usage and targets. So now the traditional cloud engineer are now not just deploying the machine. Now they are learning security, they are learning AI operations, they have to learn machine learning operation, they have to create an architecture where it is scalable, optimize. So those kind of responsibility will be involved. Okay, so the challenges and opportunities. What are the challenges and opportunities for the AI cloud engineer now? So the first one is complexity of integrated AI cloud environments. Uh, that is the challenge, right, these days, because suddenly you have to learn new technologies, GPUs, quantum operations, machine learning operations, and it's not easy to learn quickly and apply at industry where they rely on you, right? So then these are the kind of specific gap I am estimating in near future, where traditional cloud engineer or new graduates must focus on AI related cloud computes. And the data governance and ethical AI consideration. So data governance is kind of a tricky. It actually not falls under cloud role, but some sort of basic knowledge. For example, configuring policy, right? Let's say at industry where at FedEx, right, we focus on governance at policy level. So we have defined a policy. For example, if I want to deploy some random GPU machine, I cannot deploy. My policy will deny it. So the specific approved policy you can place on the cloud and you can tag it So that way you know that who has deployed that application, who is the application owner and who is their manager. So those tagging and governance are in place. And as I mentioned, skill gap and continuous learning requirement, because it's not like in a day or month you learn this, right? It takes time to understand, it takes time to implement and uh, to get a momentum with the latest demand. And the cost management is always a challenge for any company these days. So the cloud engineer who learns to handle the workload with maximum efficiency and minimum requirement, they can fit into the industry these days. They can easily get a job uh, to pitch their ideas. The opportunities, you can see high demand for specialized cloud AI skill. And here is the comparison chart, what are the career opportunity look like for the AI cloud engineer, right? There is a demand, lots of demand with AI focused cloud engineer these days, and they are paying heavily. If you know the AI infrastructure, salary growth is also tremendous. And then strategic value, innovation potential, because now you are not only learning cloud, you are learning machine learning operations, you are learning AI, you are learning governance, you are learning networking part. So those are the things can benefit when you grab this career opportunity. The future outlook and call to action. So the future outlook will this is what I've written, like AI driven automation of routine cloud operation. So once the AI infrastructure, like you get hands on it and you are comfortable, then next step is like how do you automate of routine cloud task, right? So that way you don't have to manually intervene everyday's operation. Deeper integration of AI and cloud infrastructure. How do you integrate advanced AI and again fit that AI capability in latest cloud technologies. And then strategic partnership between cloud engineer and data scientist. This is must because now you have to listen to data scientists about their requirement and strategize it. And continuous learning and specialization. So I would recommend may just start with some basics knowledge and then go try some certificate. There are AI infrastructure certificate out there. I can recommend some, but start with some basic and then learn machine learning, pipeline deployment, AI operations, pipeline deployment, basic of networking, basics of governance, cybersecurity stuff. So those are some basics thing I think we need to learn to come up to speed. Embrace the AI cloud convergence. So develop AI ML infrastructure expertise, focus on data engineering and ML operations skill, which I already talked about, and collaborate with multiple team to learn and gain more about what they are doing, what different they are doing, just to get an idea, and maybe you can find some good stuff if other team are doing good and maybe you are not doing good, so to improvise your uh, knowledge and skills. So yeah, that's the end of slide, but you all can come on mic and ask question if you have any. I'm happy to answer.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Rana, for such an insightful and inspiring presentation. And now we are moving on the Q&A session. If any of you have question, feel free to raise your hand or type in the chat box Zoom. I will be happy to assist in directing your question to Mr. Rana. So, kepada seluruh peserta, boleh silahkan jika ada pertanyaan yang ingin ditanyakan kepada Mr. Rana. boleh boleh raise your hand atau di chat. Ada teman-teman semua? Jangan takut, boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia atau pakai bahasa Inggris. Okay, maybe for the first question is from me, Mr. Rana. Until we
Yeah,
wait the
sure.
participant type the
Sure,
question.
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I think this question about green digital, Mr. Rana. So I'm currently studying the concept of green digital, where one of the main focus is how to build both physical and digital infrastructure that is environmentally friendly and sustainable. As someone with extensive experience as a cloud engineer and software engineer at FedEx, do you agree that cloud infrastructure development should take environmental impact into account? And based on your observation, has this eco-friendly approach been widely implemented in major companies across the United States?
Yeah, that's a great question, I would say. So currently, like most industry are trying to be, environmental friendly, but also they want to upscale their infrastructure based on the demand. So these days, what they are trying to do is the the data center cooling, right? So they are trying to use some natural sources instead of traditional electricity.
Mm,
Uh, and uh, as I mentioned, right, industry is not looking to just scale the infra, but they want to automate. So intelligent AI, right, that can detect, that can scale up and down based on the demand, and then just turn off that system if it not used or idle, right? Uh, so kind of on-demand infrastructure they are focusing currently, where the job kicks off and then it spin ups quickly, and then runs the task. So those are like kind of automation, I would say, industries are focusing. And also, if I consider here in USA, most of the industries now trying to comply with the, I mean, trying to reduce their carbon footprint globally. So they have heavy research team where they are doing some experiment with less energy usage while heavy compute usage. So they are still yet to break through on that particular. But in Texas, if I consider here, they have started using the solar panel, right? So they are producing the solar panel, and at the same time they are using some advanced cooling machine on the plate itself. Uh, so those kind of things they are doing these days. But yeah, it's more to come, I would say, on that front. But hoping to, some breakthrough happens where it drastically reduce the carbon footprint while scaling the infra.
Okay, thank you for the answer. I think kepada seluruh peserta boleh teman-teman ada yang mau nyoba bertanya, kita diskusi bareng. We want to discuss with Mr. Mr. Iman, Milan or Mr. Rana.
Yeah,
Okay.
what is the question?
Hmm. Nah, from Arinta. Okay, from Arinta, you can unmute your Zoom.
Uh, good
Okay.
morning, Mr. Rana. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. My name is Arinta Satya, and I would like to answer. Maybe the question is kind of out of context from cloud engineers, but I'm just curious how you manage the improvement of AI in an industry. Like we know, sometimes AI has positivity and negativity too. So, do you really think that AI could be really helpful, or maybe it could be giving some bad influence, especially in your uh, work environment in cloud engineer? Could it be really helpful, or maybe has some negativity or something?
So, I would say there is no negativity, but it's just like how you take it, right? If you want to learn advanced thing and just grow yourself, I would say it's a positive thing. And you see the industry demands are increasing, and the more you learn, the more you gain, and you just onto that. Uh, I don't think there is negativity related to AI. It just unsecurity has increased because of the AI demand, and most of the things they are talking about the automation, right? That software engineering job will be gone after the AI will become mature. But at the same time, I see that so recently, I don't know if you guys have heard, there is an incident, vibe coding. There was some application, I don't remember the name, but they have started using that vibe coding. So vibe coding is basically you just prompt it, and it just create an application. It just create hundreds and thousands of file with the folder with live environment. And that vibe coding has wiped out entire production code. So so then. Uh, that's kind of, I would say, positive and negative both. But how company are going to leverage it? It's not like you can directly use it in production. You can use it in lower environment, but at the same time, right? The automation, any automation need human intervention because our mind thinks a different way, right? AI may be thinking some other way, but some of the human skill that AI cannot replace. Some of the test cases, right? I don't know if you have tried ChatGPT, maybe just type uh, 10 minus 9 is 9. It will say sometimes, okay, it is true, but it is not true. So it's not like it doesn't require human intervention, but it requires intelligent human intervention in future. So you have to be mindful, you have to know all the tech that industries are using, uh, irrespective of the cloud or automation. You have to know the basic fundamental things. For example, if I consider, let's say, my job is automated. Let's say AI is going to replace a cloud engineering, right? And some disaster happens, for example, right? Let's say infrastructure goes down and they don't have multi-cloud strategy. What they will do? In that case, AI is not going to help. They need some sort of backup plan, some human intervention, because I am currently doing automation for disaster recovery, where let's say AI infrastructure goes down, how my notebook or workbook can kick off itself and then deploy everything. But deployment is not just a thing, right? It has to test, validate end to end with all the use cases, all the test cases. So it will take some time, but again, when that becomes maturity and then there is a new skill gap emerges, right? So every time it tries to mature, but then there is some gap, and then that gap we need to find out and we have to focus on that gap. So you don't have to just learn the skill, but you have to learn what are the gaps in current technology or roles or any industry, right? What are the challenges they are facing, and how do you come up with that? So those are the things companies are looking these days right now. If you don't know the cloud, but if you know how to solve that problem, they will hire you because you have that skill, you have that mind, you have that thinking, right? That okay, you focus on this and you should be able to fix it.
Okay. I think for this question is the same before question. And next for the next question is from Muhammad Hilman, Mr. Milan. May I ask, I have two questions. First, what are the main challenges for a cloud engineer's transitioning from traditional to supporting AI infrastructures? Second, what key skill should a software developer learn to work efficiently with them?
Okay, so yeah, I'll go with the first answer and then we'll go second. So transitioning from cloud engineering to AI infrastructure support, right? This is what I've learned from past, I think I would say 6 to 8 months. It's not easy, I would say, honestly, if you ask
Mm,
me, because no one has tried like machine learning operations or AI operations this fast that they are doing in a month or two recently, because they have to compete with their competitor, right? Uh, so then they want us to do some, go to some conference, learn what industry are using on that space, particular focus on that, learn it, get the certificate, apply, do some proof of concept. Industries are giving money to learn you, to learn, uh, and then just they need some output from you, right? Whatever you learn, because they are paying you heavily, they are giving you free money to get the certificate to study. But then once you learn, how do you apply at your industry? So I would say it's not easy, but it's not difficult at the same time. If you know the fundamental of AI, and their need, their compute, their security paradigm, their governance. It should be easy. It just you have to maybe start doing some proof of concept, which if you dedicate your time, it wouldn't take much time for you to learn. Maybe just give 1 hour a day to learn every day new things on the cloud, which is coming up to speed with the AI. You should be good. And the second question, what are skills should a software developer learn to work effectively with them? I think software developer, uh, so traditionally we used to maybe Java developer or .NET or Python. Some of the things I think traditionally they were just focusing on the programming, but now they have to be mindful of the optimization as well, right? It's not like you write 1,000 lines of code and you expect the cloud engineer to optimize it. So it goes both way, right? You also have to create a program where you optimize your code as well as cloud engineer can do their optimization duty. So you have to learn modern algorithm or based algorithm to optimize your code. So those are some basic fundamental things that you have to learn to work with the cloud engineer. And the most important thing is how continuous integration and development work, right? So you have to learn how to deploy pipeline, how to test it, how to create a test cases, how to grant yourself or the lead uh, to understand more and uh, use it wisely, use it securely, and most effectively.
Okay. For the next question is from Aditya Surya Firdaus. I have a question to ask. If we want to have our own AI model and run locally, does we need high-end GPU to run it? If it does, if there is an alternative for cheaper option to run it, so we don't need to bulk or at least dedicate GPU for AI like NVIDIA A100, because the cost at least $10,000.
Yeah. So,
So,
it's not like you need a high GPU to run AI operations machine. It depends on the data size, right? How much data size are you trying to train?
hmm,
Uh, if you have enough MacBook system with good hard disk and CPU and everything, you should be able to run. Sometimes use my wife's laptop to run these models, and it pretty much takes care of good. But if I increase the data size, then maybe it will take time, but it still does it operation. So if you are talking about like petabytes of data, then yes, you need to go on some NVIDIA GPUs, or I don't know, have you tried Google TPUs? So Google Cloud sometimes provide free TPUs, some credits to student account. So maybe you can try that first before going to NVIDIA. I would recommend go to Google Cloud and just use the free credit because they have pretty good TPUs to run your models at least on the cloud.
okay. For Adit, you can use the cloud. So, for the next question from Aditya Nurwansha, are there any specific approach to disaster recovery or failure in system that use AI?
Yeah, so traditional approach were just, manual intervention. But now that AI, every cloud has implemented their AI capability. So they have their AI monitoring, AI co-pilot. It just you have to integrate and strategize it. So AI will not do every task, but AI will help you identify the failure and how do you want to proceed with that failure. So that kind of, I would say, notebook that
Hmm.
runs sequentially to make it look like in the secondary region. So AI can help you detect all those, maybe deploy, but when it comes to when the disaster happens and when you uh, stood up the another system in another region, there are so many things that you need to automate. You need to use PowerShell because Windows are they prefer PowerShell heavy operations. So PowerShell is a good and have like powerful programming language where you can automate at least Windows task. So you can come up with the PowerShell playbook where it runs sequentially after the systems are stood up, and then it performs its task, maybe just deployment of application, just setting up the firewall rules, policies, and everything. So with AI, you also need to come up with your own architecture and your own testing and your own automation runbooks.
Sure. Okay. Anyone to participant have a question? Okay. I think for this is for the last question and also serve as the closing statement from you, Mr. Milan, to all participants attending today's event. In your point of view, Mr. Milan, how should we prepare ourselves, especially in terms of technical or and non-technical skill beyond English proficiency in order to compete and pursue a career in the technology industry in the United States? And for the message or advice, would you like to leave us with help us success in the world of technology and IT?
Yeah, I think I would start with the basic concept. First, you should have clear mindset of where or which field you want to choose. If you want to go in cloud, then you should understand the basic infrastructure needs, AI infrastructure needs these days. If you want to pursue networking engine as a network engineer, then you should know the firewalls, all the network layers, how actual networking works, how to troubleshoot. That is most important because any network related failure, you should know why it happened. Uh, and then if you want to pursue career in cybersecurity, then you have to add on top of networking, you have to learn governance, policy, auditing, how you can make intelligent cloud auditing. Just start from the basic and then upskill gradually yourself. But uh, if you are just recent graduate, industry will not ask you what AI you know, right? Because you are just graduate. You should know the basic
Hmm.
and how you fit your knowledge with this AI trend, right? So they will ask you their your basic skill, how can you up to speed with AI, and what can you do with your traditional knowledge with AI, where can you apply it? So those are the things they ask. And obviously uh, now I don't know if you have heard, but Meta recently started taking an interview with the help of AI. So now whoever is participating, uh, so they can use AI to answer the question, and then they will ask why you have choose this option based on the AI. So they will ask based on that. So they try to know your mindset. They try to know why out of the chat GPT answer you have choose this only, why you did not give a different prompt and get the best result out of it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Anna, for the answer and for the presentation. Before we end, I would like to give a conclusion, but I want to speak bahasa for the all participant in here. So, teman-teman, untuk kesimpulan pertemuan hari ini dengan Mr. Rana itu, kita harus mempersiapkan skill set apa saja yang perlu kita fokuskan. Kita mau fokus di mana, ya, teman-teman semua. Misalkan kalian mau berkarir di Amerika, tadi Mr. Rana bilang, kita harus mengerti dulu bagaimana cara kita untuk kebutuhan industri seperti apa sih yang ada di Amerika itu ya. Terus misalkan dengan skill AI dan machine learning yang telah kita punya dalam scraping data dan pengolahan data yang besar itu ternyata harus memiliki skill dan bagaimana cara kita mengefisiensikan kode kita supaya dalam mengintegrasikannya itu cepat dan dalam proses runningnya itu dapat di di diefisiensikan ya teman-teman. Terus selain itu kan untuk melakukan pengolahan data yang besar itu memerlukan infrastruktur yang besar sehingga kita bisa memanfaatkan cloud teman-teman untuk menjadikan waktu komputasi menjadi lebih singkat dan output yang kita harapkan itu dapat lebih maksimal dalam akurasinya. Kemudian, misalkan kalian ingin menjadi data scientist atau menjadi AI development atau menjadi cloud engineer, tentunya kalian harus bisa berkompetisi dan harus bisa memiliki skill yang baik. Oke, mungkin before we end and before we officially close today's season, to everyone, please turn on your cameras. We will take a group photo with Mr. Milan to capture this special moment. And don't forget to smile. Oke, kepada seluruh peserta, silahkan untuk mengaktifkan kameranya dan disambil mengisi ya. Nanti diisi link presensinya, kita mengaktifkan kamera terlebih dahulu. Oke, kita tunggu. To all participants, you can turn on your cameras right now. Sip. Okay, Mr. Rana, we want to take the picture with you. And to the operator, please get ready. And one on the count of 1, 2, 3, step the photo, okay? Don't forget to smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for the next slide. 1, 2, 3. No, for the next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Mr. Rana, we have iconic style. This called Maung style. Maung style. Maung style means a tiger or amazing people. This is iconic style from UTB. So all participants, we want to take a picture with iconic style. Maung style. Okay, we want to get picture. 1, 2, 3. Maung style. Okay, thank you so much to all incredible audience. And once again, thank you to Mr. Milan Kumarana for your valuable time and meaningful knowledge. We truly appreciate your contribution to our academic community. And to all participants, thank you for your attention and enthusiasm. Let us continue to stay inspired, stay innovative, and never stop learning. I'm Virgawan Faira, your Super F moderator says goodbye for now. Have a great day and see you in our next season. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Milanana. We're looking forward to our next event, Mr. Rana. Thank you very much.
Oke, kepada peserta silahkan untuk mengisi presensinya ya, jangan lupa.